Most people believe something dangerous after turning 45. They believe the slowing metabolism, the stubborn belly fat, the morning fatigue, and the constant inflammation are simply the price of aging, a tax on time, something inevitable, something permanent. That belief is wrong, and it may be the single most costly assumption your body is paying for right now. Your metabolism does not break after 45. In most cases, it becomes trapped, locked inside a biological state that scientists call chronic low-grade inflammation. A quiet fire that slowly turns down your body's energy systems, interferes with how your cells burn fuel, clouds how your brain maintains clarity, and dims the vitality you remember feeling years ago. The frustrating part: most people respond by pushing harder. More supplements. Stricter diets. Exhausting workouts. Yet the real trigger is hidden inside something far more ordinary: your daily routine. Here is what almost no one tells you. There is a specific daily signal that can instruct your body to shift out of this inflammatory state and return to a metabolic condition that resembles what many people felt 20 years earlier. It is not complicated, but almost no one uses it correctly. In the next several minutes, you will understand what inflammation is truly doing to your metabolism after 45, why modern life silently accelerates it, and the simple daily behavior that can begin reversing the process. Once you understand what is happening inside your cells, the solution will feel almost obvious. But first, you need to recognize the signals your body may already be sending you. Maybe you've already felt it. You wake after a full night of sleep, yet your body feels strangely heavy. Energy takes longer to arrive. The mind sits behind a thin fog. The waistline slowly expands even though your eating habits have not dramatically changed. Joints resist movement in the morning. Recovery after exercise takes longer than it ever used to. Most people interpret these signals as unavoidable aging. They assume the body is simply wearing out, that this is what decline looks like from the inside. But in most cases, something very different is happening beneath the surface. Your metabolism is not shutting down. It is being restrained by chronic inflammation. Not the dramatic inflammation of an injury, no visible swelling, no obvious pain. Instead, a quiet biological interference that disrupts how your cells produce energy, how your hormones communicate, and how efficiently your body accesses stored fuel. Researchers studying longevity and metabolic health, scientists like David Sinclair, physicians like Peter Attia, describe aging in a way that most people have never heard. They explain that aging is not only about the years that pass, it is about how much inflammatory stress your metabolism accumulates over time. When inflammation quietly rises, the body begins protecting itself by slowing certain systems. Fat burning becomes less efficient. Energy production drops. Cellular repair weakens. The result is the unmistakable feeling that your body is gradually losing its edge. The important question becomes this: if inflammation is being driven by daily signals, what exactly in modern life is constantly pushing the body in that direction? Inflammation does not usually begin with disease. It begins with patterns, routines that slowly teach the body to remain in a constant state of metabolic stress. Modern life has quietly removed the natural rhythms that the human body evolved to depend on. For most of human history, the body experienced cycles. Periods of eating, followed by periods of rest from food. Movement throughout the day, followed by genuine recovery. Moments of effort, followed by calm. These cycles sent powerful biological signals that regulated energy, repaired cells, and kept inflammation balanced. Today, that rhythm is almost gone. Food is available from the moment we wake until the moment we sleep. Meals dissolve into snacks. Snacks dissolve into constant grazing. Each time we eat, insulin rises. When insulin remains elevated for most of the day, the body stays locked in storage mode, never fully entering the repair state it needs. At the same time, sustained physical movement has been replaced by long hours of sitting. The muscles, which are powerful regulators of blood sugar and inflammation, receive minimal stimulation. The metabolic engine grows quieter. The body stores energy far more easily than it burns it. This is why so many people after 45 feel trapped in a cycle where eating less and exercising harder produces only small, temporary results. The problem is not simply calories. The deeper issue is that the body is no longer receiving the metabolic signals that tell it when to repair, when to burn fuel, and when to restore balance. But here is the important piece of good news hidden inside this problem. The human body still remembers those ancient signals, and when the right signal reappears, powerful repair systems begin to wake up. Inside your body are biological switches that determine whether your metabolism focuses on storage or on repair. Most people are never taught these switches exist, yet they influence profoundly how your metabolism behaves after 45. When energy sensors inside your cells detect constant food intake and minimal metabolic stress, they assume the environment is always abundant. In response, the body prioritizes storage and slows internal repair processes. Over time, this contributes to rising inflammation, slower fat burning, and weakening mitochondrial energy output. But when the body detects a temporary gap in energy, a mild metabolic challenge, a completely different signal emerges. Repair enzymes activate. Energy sensors known as AMPK increase their activity. Cells begin clearing out damaged components through cellular recycling. Mitochondria grow more efficient at producing energy. David Sinclair and others in longevity research have studied these mechanisms extensively. What makes this remarkable is that these repair systems do not disappear with age. They simply grow quieter when modern life keeps the body in a constant state of abundance. Never resting, never cycling, never remembering how to regenerate. The body has not forgotten how to repair itself. It is only waiting for the correct signal to begin again. There is a short window every day when your body can shift into a powerful metabolic state that most people rarely experience anymore. During this period, the body reduces inflammatory signals, begins repairing damaged cellular structures, and becomes far more efficient at using stored energy. This state does not come from a supplement or an extreme program. It comes from a specific rhythm and how you allow your metabolism to cycle. Think of it as a daily metabolic reset. When the body spends a meaningful amount of time without incoming calories, insulin levels begin to fall. As insulin drops, the body stops prioritizing storage and begins activating repair pathways that were previously silent. Fat cells become accessible as fuel. Energy sensors send signals encouraging regeneration. Now, add one additional element during this window: gentle movement. A calm walk, light mobility, or slow breathing while the body is still in this fasting state amplifies the signal powerfully. Muscles begin drawing energy from stored fuel. Blood sugar regulation improves. The metabolic system receives a clear message that the body must become adaptable again. This daily rhythm, a period without food followed by light movement, quietly recreates the biological environment the human body evolved to function in. Instead of forcing the metabolism, it reminds the body how to regulate itself again. Turning this into a practical daily protocol is simpler than most people expect. Allow roughly 12 to 16 hours between the last meal of the evening and the first meal of the next day. Introduce calm movement before that first meal. Then break the fasting window with a balanced plate, adequate protein, healthy fats, and controlled carbohydrates. That gives the body stability rather than triggering another inflammatory surge. Physicians like Rangan Chatterjee and educators like Eric Berg have consistently emphasized how this combination of metabolic timing and movement fundamentally changes how the body operates after 45. When these three signals happen in sequence, the body begins receiving a message it has been missing for years. Aging does not automatically mean losing vitality. What often changes after 45 is not the body's capacity, it is the type of signals the body receives every single day. When those signals constantly promote excess intake, metabolic noise, and no recovery, the body adapts by protecting itself. Energy slows, inflammation rises, flexibility disappears. But when the signals change, the body responds faster than most people expect. Daily periods of metabolic rest. Gentle movement before the first meal. A first meal that supports stability rather than chaos. These three signals, repeated consistently, begin sending your biology a message it understands at a cellular level that it is safe to repair, safe to burn, safe to restore. This is not about punishment. It is not about extremes. It is about restoring the rhythm your body was designed to follow. Start today. One consistent metabolic rhythm, repeated daily, can begin reactivating systems that have been quietly waiting for years. Your body still remembers how to function with strength, clarity, and resilience. It only needs the right signal to begin again.